So I want to say welcome to Pause and Play NOLA Across the River podcast. So today is April the 13th, and this is Pause and Play NOLA Across the River podcast episode 1. So I wanted to do a podcast for some time now, and I'm going to tell you all about that in this podcast segment, but my podcast won't be like a traditional podcast. I'm going to be doing stuff, and when I have guests on, we'll be doing stuff together whilst we talking. So I just want to tell you a little bit about myself in this introductory podcast, episode 1. And I want to start by saying, first of all, thank you for watching this podcast, and thank you for supporting Pause and Play NOLA on all of the platforms we're on. I'm 1/3 of Pause and Play NOLA, and it's been a fun run so far. So me and the family started making YouTube videos September the 8th of 2024. How you doing? Hey, whenever you're ready, huh? So she said she was coming ride. Whenever you're ready, baby, come on. So I'm 1/3 of Pause and Play NOLA. Me and the family started shooting YouTube videos on September the 8th of 2024. With that being said, it's been a fun run. And we're on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, we have some family that are on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram as well. So the podcast was not a new idea, because a few months ago I have some really good friends and we talk all the time. So I was like, look, man, why don't we just start a podcast and just go about, our normal conversations. But one of my friends was like, look, you got to have a theme, you have to have a storyboard, you have to have all this stuff. And my thing was, you don't. Because I'm not ESPN, I'm not trying to compete with ESPN. So that's kind of the incipient stage of the podcast. So I didn't really have the support of my boys like I thought I would. But once I get this podcast rolling, I know they'll be up for it at that point. So as it stands, like I said, we've been shooting YouTube for a little bit, and it's going great. And so now with the podcast, it's just a chance to talk about specialty subjects and matters that we may have experience with. Personally, like when I interview guests on the podcast, I'm gonna have them tell you about themselves. I'll ask them questions. We'll have dialogue, etc. So it'll be a podcast where you could actually learn about people and some of the things that interest them. So like I said, it'll be a little different than other podcasts that you may be familiar with or you may watch. So also, something else about Pause and Play NOLA. We actually are enjoying YouTube and TikTok, and it's been a fun run so far. It's nice to have a social media platform where you can express your art or yourself, and it's nice when people actually connect with that. So that's been a really fun thing, and we're excited about that. So the wife does crafts and art and things like that on her solo YouTube page, and on our family YouTube page, Pause and Play NOLA. How you like that? The hen with the baby chicks, the little peeps. So on our family YouTube page, Pause and Play NOLA, we do all kinds of things, but the family is camera shy, so just keep that in mind. Also, the reason you don't really see me on camera is because I want you to be interested in the content, not necessarily and what we look like. Now that doesn't mean I won't be on camera. It's just for right now, while we're trying to get some roots down, I think it's more important not to get hooked on a look. But for some people, that's important to them. They want to see you. And I understand that too. But that's why you have patience, right? So I realized that when we started making YouTube videos, we were never going to be mainstream. We were never going to be mainstream. That was never the goal. The goal was just to make content and connect with the people that might want to watch it. That was it. And so I'm thankful that we've been able to do that so far since September the 8th. And also, so I'll tell you just a little bit about us also. So, been married for 24 years, 20-year-old daughter, 2 dogs, a husky and a chihuahua, 2 cats, a little tabby, and a black and white cat. And that's part of the Paws pack. So my sister, Shaz Cuddy, Chef, she has a little Dachshund, and she has a little mixed dog. I don't want to say mutt, but she has a little mixed dog. So the Dachshund is Rufus. He will bite your ankles, I'm telling you right now. And the little mixed dog, Bandit is one of the coolest dogs ever, you know. So then they have a cat named Ray, R-A-Y. And so my baby brother has a few dogs, and that's all part of the Paws pack, you know. He got a Cane Corso twice. So Kanan is the full-grown Cane Corso. Now, one of the things to keep in mind with the podcast and with the channel, it's not just your typical rut, respectfully, it's not your typical rut YouTube page. So we do a variety of different things. So we cook, we eat, we have a good time, and we show you how to cook some of the things that we cook. Now, with that being said, we don't have any sponsors. We're not monetized. Everything we do is 1,000% self-funded, like a lot of y'all, you know? So that's where we at on that. And I'm trying not to get road rage, but I feel it coming. Whoa, okay, baby, okay. I feel it coming now. So another thing to keep in mind is we don't want to edit everything, because there's nothing like real TV. And so that's one of the things to keep in mind. I'm not trying to do TV stuff for y'all because y'all could just watch TV. You don't need to look at my channel if you want to see TV stuff, you know? So just keep that in mind. I'm not trying to make everything pretty, because that's not reality. And that's not reality for most of the people that watch YouTube. But if you're one of those fancy people that live in a fake avatar world, you know what I'm saying, and you don't really want to connect with real stuff, that's fine. You can still watch the channel, you know what I'm saying? But if you're a real human, you work a real 9 to 5, you work a real job, you have real issues in your life, you know, you can watch the channel too. But we're really just looking for the right people to support the channel. And that's what it's all about. So if you're interested in Louisiana, if you're interested in New Orleans, if you're interested in the Bayou, Cajun Creole Cajun, if you're interested in any of that stuff, then you can always enjoy the channel, and you could also ask us questions about any of the food, the places, etc. And we'll do our best to help you with what we know. So just something to keep in mind. Also, one of the nice things about the channel is we respond back to every comment we get. We respond back. And the reason we do that is because we recognize that the viewer is all about you, you know. Without the viewer, we just have pictures and video in our phone. That's it. That's it. So it's all about the viewer. And the viewer has all the power. So that's something else that we understand and we're connected with. So I do read all of the comments, and I do respond back to the comments. And I just want to tell you in advance, thank you for commenting, because interacting is the way it works. And that's the only way it really works and for everybody involved, you know. So one thing also on my TikTok is, it has been more successful than the family's YouTube page, because TikTok is just a different, if I had one, I'd do it too. But TikTok is just a different platform altogether. And so all of the platforms have, what's up, brother? All the platforms have their own pros and cons. And I'm not here to debate which one is best. You just have different audiences. You just have different audiences on each one. You have different audiences on each one. She never looked right. I don't blame her. So when I started doing TikTok, it was slow, man. It was real slow. But then all of a sudden, TikTok liked the fact that I was pumping out content. And so what they did was they said, hey, you can start going live. And so that's what I did. I started going live. And once I started going live, TikTok blew up. It blew up. It blew up. And once TikTok blew up, you know, I got some cool people that support the channel, but they want you to go live every day, you know? And I think I messed up coming over here, because they don't have a sidewalk right here, I see. So that's what it is, man. That's the growing pains. Oh, there's the sidewalk. I'm gonna just cross back over. So TikTok blew up. And I have some big plans. I have some big plans for TikTok. So I'm thankful for all of the support that we've gotten on TikTok. But like I said, the audience is just different than on YouTube. It's just totally different. So it's been fun trying to, you know, keep up with TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. That is really a challenge. So when I first started with the family's YouTube page, we were really just working around the clock, you know? And that was like some 16-hour days there. And that was just a normal thing, you know? So the whole goal of the channel for the family was for us just to record a little bit of what we do every day and post it so that people that like that can watch it. Also, one of the goals, that's Chicken Kitchen right there. One of the goals was also to have a catalog of content where a person could binge watch the channel and just not be able to keep up. So all of those things are still true as far as the channel is concerned. So right now, since September, we have a lot of content. And if I remember right, it's over 1,400 pieces, you know. And this is why you don't ride a bicycle on the sidewalk. It's not made for that, you know. But I don't want to roll them dice out there in this Manhattan traffic either, unless I absolutely have to, like I'm about to. So y'all buckle up. It might get a little nerdy. And these drivers don't play out here. But that's fine. Let's see. And that wind is coming right out the south, so I'm not gonna apologize for it. It'll be over in a few minutes. So the goal was just to have a nice catalog of content, but it be authentic and real so that the viewer will see it's not fairy tale make-believe or anything like that. So personally, I started cycling full time because I have a goal of riding my bike every day for 365 days. And I'm doing a minimum of 20 miles a day. So I've lost a considerable amount of weight. And I do not weigh myself. I did twice. And the last time I weighed myself, I was 205 pounds. I've never been 205 pounds as an adult. So that's where we at. But it's one of those things where, you know, just documenting different things that you're doing, it could be fun, you know. And so that's just what we're doing on the channel. That way we don't get stuck in a certain niche. Now I'll tell you right now, if you got the budget to eat food, that's what people want to see. People want to see you eat food. That's what they want to see. And you can do really well for yourself on social media by making food videos. Another video you could do, if you don't want to eat in front of the camera, all you have to do is open up that white styrofoam to-go container and just show people what you got. That's it. You could do really well doing that. So why don't I do that enough? It's a good question. Like I told you, everything on the channel is self-funded. We don't have any sponsors. And so we have 100% full creativity to do that. But one thing about us, we're not going to be bought either, because I don't believe in pimping, and I'm not going to pimp y'all products so that y'all could buy products. If it's a good product, great. They had one company that reached out to us and asked us to do a review, and we did. We did. And it was a good product for what it was, you know. So we don't shoot bulls either, you know. So that's where we at. But that's just a little bit about Paws and Playnola. The way we got the name, we're obviously animal lovers. So that's the paws aspect of it. We play around the city, New Orleans, and Playnola. But it's also a double conundrum, because when you have something to do, you could pause the video and you could play the video later, you know. So pause and play. And we appreciate you supporting the channel. And we appreciate this first episode on Paws and Playnola Across the River podcast. And that's where we at. We're across the river. So thanks for watching. And we'll do another one soon. The next podcast episode, we'll have a guest on, and we'll do it like that. Hopefully it's my nephews and we fishing. We're supposed to be fishing today, but there you go. So I'll see y'all at the next one. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a good day. And don't forget, we appreciate y'all.